So I was asked, why do I do this? When I was a little boy, I grew up in a very abusive home. It was anywhere from eating with your mouth open at the dinner table and getting your hand stabbed with a fork, or if you misspoke, being grabbed by the neck and thrown to the ground, or watching your mom get pushed through a wall, or cheating on her, and hearing my dad multiple times using the N-word or racial slurs. And then every Sunday, he would put on his Sunday finest and praise Jesus and be a great Christian white man. And when you're in that situation, you're very helpless. You're a kid, you're stuck there. You can't go anywhere. And I always swore that when I got older, and I didn't know in what capacity, that I would stand up for people that couldn't fight for themselves. That drew me to superheroes. My two favorite heroes are Wonder Woman from Themyscira and Captain America, Steve Rogers. They fight for people that aren't strong enough or that are scared to fight for themselves. Black people in this country, metaphorically, grew up similar to what I did from a metaphorical standpoint, right? They didn't have a choice but to live in this country. They've been mistreated and abused for doing nothing wrong. And even when everything was done right, it still wasn't good enough, and they were mistreated. Obviously, what I went through is nothing compared to what the Black community has experienced. But I lived in a situation where you're feeling helpless. And as a white person, I have privilege. A Black person could come up here and make this video like I'm doing it day after day after day. And I did a podcast with Dr. Kadeh about 2 weeks ago. And she said something that stuck with me. She said, Paul, I could make these videos as much as I want, but because I'm a Black woman, it doesn't have the same weight as you as a white man. One of my favorite superheroes was Spider-Man. Before his Uncle Ben passed away, he said something. He said, with great power comes great responsibility. Whether I like it or not, I have privilege, great power. I can use it for my own security, and I could sit back and watch what's happening and not say a damn thing about it. But then I'm complicit through my silence because I have the ability, the power to do something about it. In the New Testament, there was a parable about a master that went away. And he had 3 servants, 1 talent, 3 talents, and 5 talents. And when he came back, the servant that had 5 talents had 7, and 3 had 5, and 1 just had 1. He had taken his talent and he had buried it under the ground. And he took that away from him because he didn't use his talent. As bad as my childhood was, it created that environment where I know how to fight against bullies. And that's what this white supremacist, mediocre white man movement of MAGA is. Insecure, mediocre white men that want to bully people exactly how my dad treated me. And I will not stand for it. I won't. They are not good people. I am not going to find common ground with racists and white supremacists that are fine voting for a person and supporting a man who molests little children, who rapes women, who calls women piggy, who causes an insurrection, who cheats on his wife and is just a disgusting human being. There's no common ground. And right now, the reality is both political parties are complicit in different ways. The Republican Party is actively endorsing and supporting this fascist takeover, and the Democrats are watching it happen. We will not remember the words of our enemies, rather the silence of our friends. Evil succeeds when good people do nothing. How can I call myself a person of faith who was named after Saul of Tarsus? How can I say that I love my neighbor as thyself if I see what my black brothers and sisters are going through, the Somalians, the Muslims, the Afghans? How could I call myself a person of faith and watch it happen? I can't. I won't. And for you fake Christians with your gold crosses in your Bibles, it's rich how you demonize people that are quote unquote undocumented, but you voted for a rapist, you voted for a felon, you voted for a guy that commits tax fraud, who has dinner with white supremacists, who sexually assaulted 26 women. Somehow that's okay because he's a white man. But an undocumented immigrant that's been here for 40 years, that's never committed a felony, somehow that's a bridge too far. You are what's wrong with this country. You are why I am here. That is my talent. Because I grew up with people like you, a mediocre white man. That's what my dad was. I love my dad. He's a racist. He's an abusive person. I wouldn't be making this video today if I didn't have the childhood that I did. You go through that refiner's fire and you take out all those impurities, and it thickens your skin and it toughens you up, and you go through hard knocks at an early age. That's why I do this. And I'll leave this in saying this country has never been great for everybody except for white people. And I will continue to use the talent that I was given until it is great for everybody. And you can shove your gold crosses and your bald eagles and your American exceptionals and bullshit, and you can ship your ass right back to England, because this country has only been great for white people. And I'm going to keep saying that until more people that look like me speak up and are willing to be uncomfortable and push back against this white male patriarchy. Have a good day.